Hello, you guys. Welcome to Taking Back Her Brain with Love. I'm life coach Amber Lynn, and today I'm going to be talking about emotions. It's really relearning emotions and what they mean. So I want to ask you to be open to a new definition of emotions. Emotions are just sensations in our body. If you were to describe it to, as my coach Brooke Castillo said, an alien, how would you describe an emotion? Right? Not using thoughts, but using words. How would you describe an emotion? They would literally be sensations in your body. When you feel nervous, your heartbeat starts racing. Thoughts probably start racing. When you feel scared, you get tense and get tight. When you get frustrated, heat probably rises to your cheeks. Your heart starts racing. Think about any emotion. Sadness. When I feel sadness, I feel heavy. I feel all of these different sensations inside of my body when I feel emotion. But yet we're taught that there are positive emotions and negative emotions. And I would really like to challenge us in stopping us. I would like to challenge us not to do that anymore. I would like to challenge us as the adults and those people teaching students or kids or raising kids to label emotions as comfortable or uncomfortable, because they're not negative or positive. They're not good or bad. They are literally sensations in our body. And when our brain categorizes them as what is good and what is bad, then we feel like when we have a quote negative emotion or a bad emotion, that we have to do something to get out of it, right? We have to stop feeling that way. How is that helpful to us when life in general is 50-50? That is a concept my life coach taught us, that life is 50-50. It's 50% comfortable emotions and 50% uncomfortable emotions. So why would we want to spend 50% of our life telling ourselves in our brains that we're not supposed to feel this way and trying to action out of it? What if we told ourselves that it was okay to feel all of the spectrum of emotions? What if it was okay to feel overwhelmed? What if it was okay to feel uncomfortable? What actions or goals or habits do you think you would try to create if you knew being uncomfortable was okay? What things do you think our students or our kids would feel comfortable doing if they knew that it may not feel good right away? We so often get upset at our kids or our students for reacting impulsively, or we get mad at ourselves for reacting impulsively. But most of the time, when we're reacting impulsively, it's because we are feeling an emotion that we're not comfortable feeling and we need to stop it. So, annoyance. Let's just talk about annoyance for a minute. There are a lot of people, teachers, professionals, children, who cannot stand the feeling of being annoyed. So when they cannot stand the feeling of being annoyed, they have to hurry up and stop themselves from being annoyed, which most of the time turns out to be reacting impulsively. Stop, don't do that. You're annoying me. I can't work when you're doing this, right? Like in our classrooms, that's what kids do, or our kids with their siblings, or us with our kids, or us with our friends or our colleagues or our coworkers. But what if you feeling annoyed wasn't a problem? What if you could feel annoyed and not do anything? How cool would that be, right? What if you were a teacher who could feel impatient and not have to react or respond? Why would we want to do that, you might be asking? Because here's the thing, emotions are just sensations in our body. And when we teach and program our primitive brain that we are okay to feel any emotion, it lowers our impulsive response to things that trigger our amygdala. So think about yourself right now. Are you a person who truly is triggered easily by being impatient or by being frustrated or by being overwhelmed or stressed out or by a look from a coworker? Do those things trigger you? How about students? Do you have certain students or children who have personalities that trigger you? Ask yourself why. There's probably an emotion that you're not allowing yourself to feel or be okay feeling. This is the hard part of the self-coaching, the strategies, the tools, life coaching, of life in general, really allowing ourselves to feel emotions, to feel the uncomfortable emotions. But if we, as the adults, can learn to feel our emotions and not react and know that all of our feelings are okay to have, then so will our children or our students or the kids that we are around. When we constantly practice being aware of our emotions that create sensations in our body and consciously aware of like what actions we take when we feel a certain way, and then we ask ourselves if we like the way that we react when we feel that way. Do we like the actions that we take? Is that the result that we want? Are we showing up the way that we want to show up when we're frustrated, mad, angry, annoyed? I bet you we aren't. If you could show up any way all the time, no matter what emotion you were feeling, how would you want to show up? That's the hard part, right? How would you want to show up? How would you want to show up for yourself? As a mom and as a teacher and as a human who's been in relationships, it is hard to feel all of the emotions. It's hard to feel rejected. It's hard to feel like you failed, or it's hard to feel ineffective or inadequate. Those are all emotions that are hard. But they're only hard because we make them mean something about us. We make them mean that there's something wrong with us. We make them mean that we're not doing something right, so we have to fix it. But what if feeling that way was okay? What if we didn't make it a problem? This probably makes no sense, right? How could it not be a problem? But that's what I'm here to teach you. And throughout our journey together, you will see that emotions are not a problem. They're uncomfortable. Yes. They are definitely hard. Yes. But they are not a problem. And the more that we practice that, and the more that we engage our prefrontal cortex and our higher brain, and the more that we quiet our primitive brain, the more that we will allow ourselves to truly be our authentic selves, because we will allow ourselves to feel the range of emotions that we're supposed to feel as a human. When we are open to feeling the array of emotions, then we get it all. Because if we were not open to feeling sadness, we wouldn't know what joy is, right? If we weren't open to feeling rejection, we wouldn't know what acceptance feels like. If we weren't open to feeling disappointment, we wouldn't know what hope feels like. Yin without the yang, right? But the hardest part is really truly learning how to be a human and be in conscious awareness of how you are responding to the sensations in your body when you feel an emotion. And practicing how to pause, take a deep breath, and feel the emotion inside of you and allow it. We do not have to white knuckle our way through emotions. We do not have to action out our way through emotions. All that does is turn into us buffering, right? Like we feel this way, but we don't want to feel this way. So we're going to buffer here and we're going to make the experience in this emotion even bigger, right? But if we take the time to feel the emotion that we're going to end up having to feel anyways, because we're made that way, we're wired that way, that our emotion stays with us, even if it's back in the, we keep pushing it back and back further in our brain, it's still there because feelings demand to be felt. I don't know why, but they do. We are able to move through emotions quicker when we accept them. And not that moving through emotions quickly is the end goal, but it is part of it. Because some emotions we just don't want to sit with too long, right? And that's okay. But there are emotions that we need to learn to sit with, and those are the uncomfortable ones. So today, my dogs agree with me if you can hear them. They're barking in agreement. Yes, feel your emotions. The opportunities are endless when you are open to feeling any emotion. If you are open to owning your emotions and owning your thoughts, the possibilities for your results that you want in your life are endless and open. If you are willing to risk feeling any emotion and having your own back no matter what, it's a life changer. It's a game changer. So today, I just hope that this week, today, this month, you practice feeling your emotions and really understanding that they're okay and it's not a problem. Have a great day, everyone.